Hello and welcome to the Department of Deportation podcast, the DEPODcast, where you can get all your latest news on immigration, the border, and deportations. Don't forget to visit departmentofdeportation.com for all your latest news and merch. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Lake Worth Beach, where some sex trafficking has been going on by illegal immigrants in an area that's already under the microscope for their vast illegal immigrant community. We'll take a look at neighboring West Palm Beach, where a raid involving 4 or 5 different agencies was conducted in success. And we'll take a look at areas like New York, where ICE is starting to be let into Rikers Island. And we'll look at ICE starting to deputize IRS agents, which seems like a good thing. It's the best thing I can think of for the IRS to be doing.
Into our newsroom, 2 illegal suspects have been arrested for a potential human trafficking operation. On your screen, the mugshots from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. They say this started as a 911 call from a young woman yesterday morning. The woman told deputies she wasn't sure where she was, but she was being held against her will for multiple days. Investigators, they found a house in Lake Worth Beach with 2 women inside. The Sheriff's Office said they were recruited under false pretenses. We're told both suspects are here in the U.S. illegally from Guatemala, and now they're being held behind bars with no bond.
The 1400 block of Lake Avenue in Lake Worth, a quiet residential area, and according to deputies, a place where 2 women were being sex trafficked. Deputies say 2 brothers in the country illegally lured the women here and forced them into prostitution.
So as you can see, we definitely have some sex trafficking going on in Lake Worth Beach, Florida by illegals, and it's a huge illegal area. What they don't show you in those clips is that if you pan to the left, you'll be staring directly at Lake Worth Beach High School, where lots and lots of kids are there all the time. This is only a couple blocks from it, and it's right on the main Ave. It's just literally right before you get to downtown. In our next clip, taken in West Palm Beach, Florida, a city that's right next door to Lake Worth Beach, we'll see a variety of agencies all combined together to do a raid. It looks like the FBI, ICE, ATF, and DEA are all there, although I don't see any of our local West Palm Beach or PBSO. One cool thing to note here is that they're using fingerprint scanners. That's really hard for any of these people to get around. If they've ever been fingerprinted coming into the country, or possibly even from their home countries, it's going to show up. Next up, we'll see a couple clips in a row which show the progression of New York's resistance crumbling.
New York City is the country's largest sanctuary city, but now the U.S. Attorney General has ordered a pause for funding on sanctuary cities who interfere with immigration enforcement.
The Lincoln-Riley Act was just passed by Congress and signed by the president, and that says if you're an illegal citizen and you're charged with serious crimes, you need to be detained in this country and deported. And so what Pam Bondi and her team says in this lawsuit is that's the federal law, and so these state and local laws in Illinois are conflicting with that. That is permitting your law enforcement not to cooperate with us. And as the sheriff pointed out, the serious situation is when a state and local officer knows where someone is, but they're not allowed to pass that on to ICE or to the federal agencies. And so I think what Pam Bondi is saying, we need to clear this up. We need to have these state and local laws that are interfering with our efforts be found to be unconstitutional.
Eric Adams has decided to allow ICE agents to operate inside Rikers Island jail complex.
New York is also given the green light for employees to let ICE into any facility and anywhere if they feel like their job or their life is threatened. In our final clip of the episode, we'll take a look at how IRS agents are being deputized by ICE to help with the fight against the illegal immigration. They're really good at getting connections and seeing who's paying for what. Maybe they can help pinpoint some spots in Lake Worth Beach for ICE to raid.
The Trump administration has now asked the Treasury Department to deputize some law enforcement agents with the IRS to help with immigration enforcement. Some would conduct financial investigations, but others would help with processing, detaining, and transporting migrants.
Well, I think that's something useful for the IRS to do. They could also sic them on some of these fired employees and some of the employees with immense amounts of personal wealth and very small salaries. Well, that does it for this episode. Don't forget to like and share the video. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Instagram. And don't forget to visit departmentofdeportation.com if you like any of the shirts that you see in the background. It helps support our channel, and it's some cool merch.